We got ourselves Fang going up versus Kragma off the bat, dropping down the banner just perfectly timed for the maim. And just trying to see if he can ramp up on a Mad Blaze to follow. Is Fang playing the big Skullcracker build potentially before they nerfed it? Mad Blade into Kragma, looking for the Mexicans back to back. Kragma having to play super defensively, trying to go for a bit of a cycle. Gonna be a quick intro, but Fang just got the Mexicans back to back. Quick charge to reconnect. Thorn's not keeping him at bay. It's gonna be Nursels is gonna end up knocking him back for a second. Does he have the mobility to catch up whatsoever? Stormbolt and Kragma just cannot really get us out of that situation whatsoever. With Sensei gonna be up next as Woundwalker going for a quick jab into Fist of Fury. But Fang expected Fist immediately, literally started walking away from it before it even attacked him. Parry up right now as Sensei trying to go for a bit of damage of his own. But it is going to be Fang. Actually playing super defensive, just going to go for a bit of a reset-y. But the man is going to be a little bit behind. Again, walking away from Fist of Fury before it even attaches to him, before he even really connects and puts up nasty slow on the guy. It's actually going to be big damage out of Sensei as he got himself images together with Zoen. Massive kick, massive Thunder Fist, big lead by the Warrior. Trying to see if he can get himself a bit of an escape. No more defenses really to work with. Does have himself potentially counter-offensive pressure. It's going to be Blaze Storm, but I think it's going to be over. I don't even know if that was a touch of death just now by Sensei. Erla's going to be up next as a sub-rogue leaping in. Immediate kidney shot onto Sensei as he goes in for a poor trinket. Is going to have to commit a pretty big defensive really early on. Erla's looking for a quick sap on the guy. Now that the man trinketed, this is where Erla's could really just hold off on cooldowns until he gets himself like a perfect lineup. In cap off of that evasion as he's trying to go for a bit of a feint. Kidney shot to follow him. No answer for Sensei. Does he have a secret technique? He does not have the secret technique, but he's got plenty of damage to follow up though. Blind to follow. He's just gonna do him with a rogue dirty good. With a rogue dirty Gertie, man. Just not giving this man a chance whatsoever. Trying to live up to the name of Errorless the guy. What? I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure that was an accident. But Errorless gave up a trinket really early here. Trying to see if he can shot us up to Sensei. Maybe maximize some damage a bit. Cheap shot to follow. Does he have any more damage to follow up? Karma right after. Oh my goodness. As I said, trying to live up to his name of Errorless. We'll find out if that really was an Errorless play. Gonna be a disarm onto the rogue. Does not have a vanish right now. Maybe in a lot of trouble. I think it's just over. Let's maybe shut him out. Cheap death. Oh my. Errorless, I love you. But I think you might have placed your trinket in a wrong slot. If you have a macro that uses like use 12, use 13, which is basically going to use a trinket from a specific slot. Oh no, it's all good, guys. It's all good. Honestly, everybody been there, right? Cheap shot onto Sensei as it's going to be Dally going in for a bit of an adrenaline rush, trying to see if he can play out to those Outlaw action. Fist of Fury out for Sensei as he's got himself pistols firing back and forth into a DFA by the rogue, flying through the air like a missile, but it is going to end up getting hit with an in-cap right then and there. Big damage out of Sensei with a Thunder Fist. Dally trying to see if he can play it some more defensive. It's going to be an evasion by the rogue, but also a vanish. Cheap shot opener, got himself a bit of a buff. Does he have himself a kidney shot to follow? Trying to go for a shift in order to slow down Sensei, leaping out of the Fist of Fury with the DFA, but I think maybe just down for the count. Kidney shot, but it's going to be super DR. Sensei is able to break out of it fairly quickly. Roll, that's going to be yet another evasion by the rogue, so he does get himself a pretty big defensive pretty early on. Gouge, but he's just looking to escape it. I don't even know if that's a good idea, actually. Evasion to follow. Unless you have a vanish, I think it just might be over. And the Fist of Fury gets him. Had a blind available, though. Gonna be top. Gonna be up next. Immediate defensive out of Sensei as he goes in for a board just to make sure he's extra safe. Big leg sweep by top to follow. Gonna be a trick for Sensei as he sees the big damage coming out of the monk together with the Zoen. So this is gonna be the most amount of damage. If you can mitigate it and alleviate the damage best possible, you're gonna be gold. And Karma to rotate right after the tops. Also going in for a Karma of his own, but looks like Sensei maybe turn around. Mad damage on tops. Oh my god! That clean touch of deadness taking the monk out of the game. There goes a full-on Karma. Last ball control with a knockback. Trying to go for Sleepwalk. Does end up getting a CC onto Sensei. The images are adding quite a bit of extra damage, but he's got plenty of healing to work with. Knock up onto Sensei, but he's going to be able to charge to him, rolling away. But it's going to be a wall for last ball control. At least make sure he cannot get interrupted, but also gives him quite a bit of damage reduction as well. Trying to go for Living Flames in order to get himself back up at full health. Yet another wall to maintain that casting while... uninterruptibility of cast, I guess what I'm trying to say. Sleepwalker to Sensei while he's got himself a defensive. Vlad looking for a bit of recovery. Does he have anything at all? Got himself another Living Flame. Disintegrate? Anything whatsoever? This is where the monk could probably take him out right now. Fist of Fury. Oh, does end up taking down, capitalizing on that kill. The monk is relentless in 10-1, man. Look at this guy. Plus also he heals quite a bit. We got ourselves quite a few warlocks over for the team. One with Goon Man ready to go as a demonology. We got ourselves Grix also as a demonology with Sensei as a Windwalker Monk, Torvus and Red Pally, and Chicago looks like going to be first up for the team with Fang. I think maybe going to be first up for team 2. Maybe not. We got us this last, we got us this Nayuki. It looks like Nayuki has Assassination switched it around a little bit. Opener and Garrod with Chicago's Sunder to follow. Chicago trying to go for a bit of a stronger opener off the bat. Root onto Nayuki. Got himself the Ghost Raptors in there. This is going for big damage. Leap, and Nayuki goes up for a Shadow Step as the leap comes out. It's going to be Frost Shock, but Chicago is trying to establish a little bit of a slow for Nayuki. Try to go for a bit of a group with that totem, but didn't quite work out. It's going to be quite a bit of damage onto Nayuki, though, trying to turn around some dots on the Chicago trinkets out of that lasso as he was just not feeling super comfortable with that stun being on him. And now the rogue does not have a big trinket to get out of an ACC. He got himself evasions, he got himself Cloak of Shadows, he got that vanish, so it should be okay. Got himself evasion, so Chicago can't really hit him with physical attacks, but all the magical hits, elemental blast, lightning bolts, frost shocks, flame shocks all go through. With Kinesha by the rogue, got himself big death chakram or death mark onto Chicago with advantage to follow. Does Chicago have survivability for this one? You just need a defensive and just need to hold out while the dot is on you. More pressure from the rogue with that silence. Chicago kind of limited what they can really do. Got himself a little bit of healing. Full defenses already. Needs to go counteroffensive with the rogue if possible. Next Kinesha could be extra deadly. Gouge by the rogue. Sunder by Chicago. Kinesha to follow. Does have a trigger for this one. Now you can try to see if you can maybe escape this. Does not have much to work with except for a blind. And may need to go for the blind really early on. Chicago no longer has a big defensive. Next Kinesha is going to be the end of ya. Unless you got something. Burrow? No, I was going to say maybe Burrow's from... Wait. Kind of sort of close to the rogue, but not quite. Does drop down the healing totem. That may end up helping you a little bit. Knock back into the rogue. He does go for the Shadow Step. Big and Venom. Does Chicago have anything to follow? Maybe a little bit of healing. Like the last second, but no. The dots have already sent in the toxins and the bleeds. Oh, what is that in cap? What is that animation? Touch of death. Oh, gee, death. The rogue. Oh my goodness. That was a... He did have to take a lot of damage from Sensei. Full touch of death, full set of images, full everything in order to be able to take it down. That was actually so close between the two, man. And it looks like Sensei clotheslines him with the Lexiup. Images available. Zoen to follow. Fang just gonna have to play this very, very defensively. Fear on all the pets. And may just have to go potentially for a parry. That is a lot of offensives out of Sensei. He's actually going to stagger everything, waiting for that full fear into a Stormbolt. Defensive stance, waiting to use defenses until a time of need. With Sensei charging in, got the Karma, trying to see if he could get aggressive with that Karma covering him. Jab over towards Fang, or rather Tiger Palm. I call it jab, because that used to be what it was called back in the day. Fang got himself a little bit more health to work with a commanding shout. I think waiting until the next Stormbolt is at the ready. He may just have a bunch of damage ready. Full go right now. Sensei trying to see if he can back up out of there. Has a board. I think some dots are up on the Fang. Is going to try to see if he can bait his board. Doesn't get to do it. Big blades available. Sensei mad damage. Does he have to execute? Charging over. Blade Storm unstoppable right now. Does he have another charge? Leap to follow. Another execute. The man is bleeding out. He's trying to see if he can maybe get himself a bit more cover. That is a Battle Master trick and use as well in order to give him extra defenses. Fist of Fury meeting Fang, but he does have overpower just to be able to overpower passive. Mad damage on a Fang. What is this out of Sensei? Huh? I'm sorry, what was that? Just out of left field, the warrior was doing just fine. And then Sensei just absolutely decimated a good portion of his health bar. And that's going to be Lathbroken trying to see if he can stay on top of Sensei. As long as he can stay next to him with that Shatter and Disintegrate, he'll be A-okay. Trying to see if he can get himself a bit of a better positional, but looks like Sensei got plenty of mobility. Using the boxes, using the distance in order to outrange the Evoker completely. In cap as he finally gets to close the gap. Leg sweep. No trinket available for Lathbroken. This is where Sensei's going to go for mad damage, big Thunder Fist, and potentially could be enough right here. Does go for the interrupt onto the Lath, but it's going to be asleep onto Sensei. Trinkets out with a deep breath to follow. Gives him a little bit of a breather with that stun onto Sensei. Does he have any more damage to follow? Big jab in order to reconnect back with Lathbroken. Doesn't really have any more ways to heal himself, and there goes, I think, a touch of death at the very, very end. That is unfortunate, with Dali going to be up next as an Outlaw rogue. Sensei so far might actually be able to go for a clean sweep here. Cheap shot right after. Going to be an opener by Dali with a killing spree early on. Killing spree, huh? Wait, did you use sepsis? You did sepsis. You think I was a sepsis? Wait, now you're blind to the sepsis. Now the sepsis is gone. What kind of a build you got going on? Hold on a second. I almost never see Outlaw rogues use sepsis. I guess if you're... Oh god, oh what is going on? I guess if you're... I don't even know what happened to Dali. I can't even commentate on that. Looks like Sensei is literally Houdini. Airless gonna be up next with an in-cap onto Airless. A Sensei trying to see if he can tank up this one. He's gonna have to rotate every single defensive versus Airless, I think. Cheap shit to follow. Does he get to survive 8 minutes into the duel? Not a lot of healing available right now with 41% dampener really being super oppressive together with the Rogue, who also most likely got that wound poison on top of it, so your healing is very, very, very heavily diminished. Trying to see if he can catch up to the Rogue. Karma with a blind to reverse it. Essentially try to see if he can use the defensives while sitting on top of the Rogue and letting the defenses just kind of mitigate the Rogue's damage, counter the Rogue entirely, while also getting aggressive. Big eviscerate by Airless, just trying to go for back-to-back cheap shots. What are these eviscerates? Oh my goodness! Sensei is just not doing super hot right now. Trinket out of Airless, and you're supposed to end the duel right then and there. Sensei looking for that soothe and miss and recovery. The Verify barely keeping him alive here, just needs a sapper on the corner. Sensei got no health left. Next, cheap, no, he has a trinket. Depending on how you use that trinket, it's gonna be, oh my god, that port, trinket port, got himself a Zoen, trying to go for as much self healing as possible. This man got himself a Battle Master trinket, everything. Get a shot out of Airless. No more trinket for Sensei. Did that big heal strat pay off at the end? Big cheap shot. Eviscerate. Quick in cap. Does he have a Lexu? He does. No trinket for the Rogue. Perfect opportunity for Sensei to maybe have himself a big go. Shadow step by the Rogue. Cloak of Shadows to follow. Trying to stay on top of Sensei the entire time. Eviscerate is all he needs. Disarm for last second. Just trying to see if he can maybe fed him nice to get down. Sensei no help whatsoever. Does get himself a board. Big heal. Battle Masters falling off. No health again. Spinning crane kick. Oh my goodness. Airless had himself that evasion last minute. My goodness. How do you fight through these Warlocks though? Following that monk up, we gotta fight these guys. Oh no, Wrathguard is on ya. He does have a pet that could always go for an Axe Toss here. There goes the Axe Toss, trinket for Airless. Try to see if he can maximize the damage. Wait a second, maybe the Rogue could potentially turn around onto Goodman last second. Does go for advantage. Maybe just get back in there. Just get back in there. Shadow Strike into Mortal Call immediately. No trinket for this one. Does have dance. Oh, Fear pathing him actually in a pretty good spot where Goodman cannot really follow up damage. That is going to be a very, very unlucky eye pickup. Demons joining in. Evasion available in case he wants to do it. Quick interrupt on the Goodman. Does he have enough right here? Try to see if he can end the cheat death right after. Oh my god, he barely survived. And Grex is not going to let you out of his sight. Wait a second. Oh, no. Ah. Try to go for that shadow step. No, Griggs was not gonna let him out. That is so good. Sensei picking up 4, man. He was carrying the team for a good bit. He was going back in, man. Cologne for that victory little by little.